and they got some in-game footage of these actors portraying the Clippers players, and they got some people portraying Warriors players. Steph Curry, they just found the first light-skinned dude they could find and threw a jersey at him. So you don't even have to have any lines. Just hoop. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and we're talking about the new series that hit Hulu, miniseries, I believe it was yesterday. Talking about Clipped. It stars Lawrence Fishburne, Ed O'Neill, and it talks about the whole Los Angeles Clippers debacle and what went down with Donald Sterling. One of the things I learned from this 2-episode premiere is clearly some type of Clippers curse has been following Doc Rivers around this whole time. That's the only thing I could think of that's justifying why he lost 3-1 leads, years after leaving the Clippers. No fault against Lawrence Fishburne. It's just he just got screwed over with some Clippers curse. I'm convinced after watching this. But no, in all seriousness, I do like it. I think it's dope. It definitely has some serious points, obviously, especially dealing with racism. Also has some comedy in there, some quirkiness. It's just all around LA quirkiness. Is the best way I could describe it. The casting, I like the casting for the most part. Maybe C+, B-. I really feel like, of course, I didn't do any research prior to this video, so I don't know what their budget was or anything like that. But in terms of whatever budget was allotted for cast and crew, bulk of that had to go to Ed O'Neill and Lawrence Fishburne, who both are doing incredible jobs as Doc Rivers and Ed O'Neill as Donald Sterling. Lawrence Fishburne even, in my opinion, has the raspy voice thing going on, like Doc Rivers is known for. But the casting for the players, I'm kind of like hot and cold. I'm hit or miss with it. J. Alphonse Nicholson, for those who may be familiar with him as Little Murder on P-Valley, he's playing Chris Paul. I'm cool with that. Cool. Sarunas Jackson is playing Matt Barnes. Also cool with that. His name escapes me, but they did a really, really good job casting J.J. Redick, in my opinion. I'm not familiar with Austin Scott as well as Sheldon Bailey, so it's not a dig against them. But we got Austin Scott, who's playing Blake Griffin, and we have Sheldon Bailey, who's playing DeAndre Jordan. I don't know. I just feel like with Blake, they just found a light-skinned pretty boy dude and just gave him a Blake Griffin jersey. Similar feelings when it comes to DeAndre Jordan. They just found a black guy who looks fairly in shape, pretty in shape, with some braids. Take the DeAndre Jordan jersey, and you got a few lines per episode or whatever. Glenn Big Baby Davis, that was kind of random as well in terms of casting. But probably, once again, I understand it because it's not like, well, of course the Clippers player are affected as well. But with some other people, like the Steph Curry casting, I get it. The story is not really necessarily focusing on the Warriors, so why focus on trying to get it 100% right with casting for Steph Curry? Reason why I say that, and why you ask why is Steph Curry in this drama about Clipped, this is circling around the time that they had the playoff showdown with the Warriors, and they got some in-game footage of these actors portraying the Clippers players, and they got some people portraying Warriors players. Steph Curry, they just found the first light-skinned dude they could find and threw a jersey at him. So you don't even have to have any lines. Just hoop. Just light-skinned, low-cut, heavy-ass goatee, and just go hoop. That's what they did. Some kind of, I like majority of the casting. I will say it that way. Same thing with my last point with the casting. Same thing with the casting of V. Stiviano. I thought that was pretty dope as well. I'm not familiar with her also, but I felt like the casting was kind of spot on. And I do like the way that this is going. When you watch, at least these first 2 episodes, when you watch it, it gives you the perspective of 3 people. You get it from the perspective of Lawrence Fishburne's portrayal as Doc Rivers. You get it as you get the perspective from Shelley Sterling. And you get the Vice Stiviano, which is basically Donald Sterling's side chick slash assistant. So you get it in those ways also. So the three perspective was there. And it just really shows what led up to the infamous leaked audio tape of Donald Sterling showing his true colors about how he feels about black people, especially his assistant slash side chick bringing black people to the games or kicking it with black people. So if you're unfamiliar with the scandal, it's easy to Google. Just type in Donald Sterling LA Clippers. I'm sure it'll come up. But yeah, this is going to be must-see TV for me for the next few weeks. And that's another thing. There are certain things with certain scenes that have come up that portray that Donald Sterling really didn't have this grasp of treating his players or the staff with any respect. He literally treated them like he owned them, like they were his property, because he's this big time billionaire or whatever, however much money he has, and he's paying these people, therefore he felt like he owned them in a sense. There's one scene that made me really cringe. There's a couple scenes actually, but one scene that made me cringe the most, I believe, is the announcement that they're going to the playoffs, or maybe that they beat the Warriors in one of the playoff games, not the series, but at least beat them in a game or something. And Donald Sterling just goes into the elevator with his wife. It was Chris Paul, played by J. Alphonse Nicholson, and we have, I think it was Sarunas Jackson as Matt Barnes. And Donald Sterling goes into the elevator. They found out that it's his birthday, and he asks them, why don't you sing for me since it's my birthday? Like, on demand, sing for me, boy. And, Chris Paul is like, nah, I'm cool, but happy birthday, though. But I'm cool, man. So it was just instances like that where some of the Donald Sterling true colors came out. I really do feel like, in terms of Ed O'Neill's performance, I really feel like the director was just like, hey, man, give me what you think Al Bundy would sound like if he was rich and racist. That's what I got from it. It definitely reminds me of that a little bit. Give me Al Bundy, but just rich and racist Al Bundy. What do you think that would look like? But performance-wise, everyone has been knocking it out the park. Despite how it may feel about some of the casting, everyone has been very believable. In terms of the basketball play, which isn't the highlight of the story at all, but even that's pretty believable with the quick cuts and so forth. You can definitely pull that off. Same, like how they did with Winning Time on HBO Max before that got canceled. So I'm really into this, man. If you've seen this already, let me know your thoughts. And I just think this is it's going to be a fun watch. And how could I forget this? And the legendary LeVar Burton is in this as himself. So it's definitely like a big who's who throughout at least the first two episodes that premiered yesterday. So once again, this is going to be must-see TV every time it drops, or every week it drops on Hulu. This is 6 episodes long, so we'll already be at the halfway point by the time the next episode drops. Love it or hate it, that's my review. Peace.